Hello, hello. It's Carrie. So much glitter. Welcome back to my channel and happy Sunday fun day. Excuse me for a few moments while I just try to get into frame and make sure you can see me. So when we start chatting and creating, nothing gets in the way. My phone had to do an update right before I went live, so I am a few minutes late, but welcome, welcome. I am going to see if I can find myself. Because if I can find me, I figure you can find me. Let me see if I can find my channel. Okay, I think I found myself. You get kind of the honest version of my desk today, I guess. um, I try to be in frame as much as possible, but I don't want to be too close or too far away, and then I don't want to be adjusting during the live. Um, okay. Let me mute on the other side. Hey, Chris, welcome. It's okay, I'm getting adjusted too. My phone decided to do an update right as I put it on the charger. I guess I forgot to put it on the charger last night. And it was like, "Oh, it's time to do an update at 11:03." So, I'm actually grateful it was really quick. I'm just going to go ahead and throw my link tree in here so you can find me if you would like. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'm a bit technically challenged this morning. Okay, welcome, welcome. If you are a silent watcher for some creative inspiration, welcome. Happy Sunday fun day. I see you see my scraps on my desk. Kind of is what it is. Um, if you've been here before, drop a hi, like and share if you are inspired. Okay, I'm hoping, oops, that I'm adjusted here. Okay. So, welcome, guys. I'm Carrie. So much glitter. I go live every Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I have been starting off with a quote from the Book of Positive Quotations that I found at my local used bookstore that I'm absolutely loving. Um, so I always find something that resonates with me throughout the week, or, kind of just depending the mood. And I like to focus on something really positive because Sunday can fly by. And I work a Monday through Friday week, so I like to come into Sunday in a really good positive space so I'm not dreading the week to come because the last few weeks has been a rough one. So, I do that, and then I have my gratitude jar for 2026 that I have a fun little souvenir cup in. And each week I throw something in here good that happened to me or that I'm grateful for over the past week. And then on New Year's Eve, I'm going to open that up. And I hope you follow along that journey with me because it is a lot of fun. So today is the 15th, March 15th. 2026. So I'm just going to start that over there so I don't forget. And I'm going to start out with self-confidence. I got a new bookmark. I know I can make myself bookmarks, but it's kind of fun to buy myself new bookmarks too. So that's part of my self-care as well. Anyway, so I chose self-confidence because that's been a real theme for me while I'm finishing my master's degree, while I'm at like a kind of pivotal point in this journey of my career, and because I've really in the past few years found self-confidence and just enjoying myself, my own company, doing what I want to do, kind of being the master of my own destiny, if you will. I know that sounds really corny, but um, always having kids or being married my whole entire adult life, it's really a luxury to just be able to put myself first and then put others aside, aside on the side. I don't want to say behind that, but I'm able to give them more, I notice, my family. So anyway, so without self-confidence, we're done for. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. So that's Johann von Goethe. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I mean, I think that that's true. I think that that resonates with a lot of us. And an example of that is going to be one of my things that I'm grateful for. And that is the luxury of my own and having a support system. I just got a love letter to myself. So the luxury of my own time and having a support system because I did something completely out of the ordinary last night that I probably would have never done normally. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I went to a book signing and I went by myself. Because I did ask a close friend of mine that's just like not really like, and then I shake it up. Because I know she likes to read, but she's not like into the same genres as I am. Um, so I went by myself because I thought, you know what? I'm going. And I just was very excited to go. So I went to a book signing for Lucy Score. It was over here in Temecula, California, and it was hosted by, oh gosh, Bloom Bookery Bookstore, Bookery and Bloom. Don't quote me. So it was hosted by a local bookstore. I will try to find it and I will link it below. Let's see. I know they're on Instagram and I do follow them. Okay, so I went anyway. So I went to a book signing for Lucy Score was there and I've read like one or two of her books. I'm not like an avid Lucy Score reader. I love spicy rom-com. I love comfy murder mysteries. I love thriller. I love just not so cozy murder mysteries. I kind of have a wide variety of tastes. Welcome back, Chris. I'm glad to have you here. So anyway, so I went to the book signing for Mistakes Were Made because it's her brand new book, and it is the book in a series, and I got a signed copy, so that was very exciting. And this is the Story Lake Mysteries, and Story of My Life was the first one. So I got the deluxe edition with the sprayed edges as part of the book signing. But honestly, the reason why I went was because I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of Megan Quinn. And Megan Quinn was there. And so we didn't do like pictures with Megan Quinn and we didn't do a book signing with Megan Quinn. And I have to tell you, Lucy is the most adorable. Like she's my age, but she is so spunky. She's so adorable. I loved her thought process. Like these two together, just comedy gold. I loved it. But anyway, so I purchased this book because I love her Christmas series because they're always like based on a Christmas movie. Like the most recent one was based on Home Alone, so there's a lot of like Easter eggs in there. So this one is based on The Grinch, and this is before the one that I read, but no worries. And then this was also a signed copy, so very, very exciting that I did get that. And that was just kind of a luxury of my own time. It was ultimately an adult book fair. I don't know how else to explain that. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed going to do that. I've never gone to a book signing before. Oh, it's in Bloom Bookery. Okay, so I found them. And they are down in Old Town Temecula. And I really got to like talk to the owner for a while when we were in line waiting for a waiting for like the picture. Because you get a picture with the author. And she's just so fun. She's so kind, she's so fun, she's so spunky. Like very, very inspiring. And so anyway, so that was a lot of fun. So I talked to the owner a lot, and the owner lives in my small little town not too far away from Temecula. So that was kind of fun. But I did get these. It was an adult book fair. So if you ever like went to the Scholastic book fairs as a kid and you loved them, I did. Always bought something I didn't need. But it was a lot of fun. But this book fair was relevant to like the whole spicy rom-com romantic romanticy type of series stuff. So I really liked it. And a lot of it, there's like there's just so many subgenres of rom-coms, or not rom-coms, but you know, romantic type books. So it was just a lot of fun. So that was the inspiration for self-confidence. I am going to be working with today a kit from Be Happy Stationery, and I do have them. They are on Kofi. Um, and I'm just gonna kind of run through the kit really quick, and then we'll kind of do like a little bit of a show and tell and see what we've been up to over the week. And I would love to hear what you guys have been up to over the past week. I do want to create a spring inspired journal for my grandson, and I want to record all of the Easter memories, spring memories, things like that, because I do have one for Christmas and I do have one for Halloween. So I just wanted this to be like the season kind of in between all of that. And this whimsical woodland kit is perfect for that. Um, and I'm kind of mixing it with the Once Upon a Time kit, but not, I'm really heavily focusing on the whimsical woodland. And it's a digital kit, and there is 13 pages in here with some ephemera. So I'll bring out the ephemera in just a second. I'll kind of flip through these pages first. And I just think that it's super cute. Oh, look, I might have done that upside down. That's okay because this is more of a background page. So when I reverse print things, um, sometimes I do it backwards. This right here is from the Once Upon a Time kit, but this is from the Whimsical Woodland. I'll tell you if it's not from the Whimsical Woodland. I just think that this is so cute, bright, fun, spring, and perfect, like a lot of little photo spots. Perfect for like my grandson because he's so young and this book can kind of grow with him. But I liked all the photo spots, all the journaling spots. So I'm just going to create a journal with the pages as they are. I don't know if I'm going to trim any down. I might a little bit. I might use my decal edge trimmer, and I reverse print all of these. See, this one I got correct, but it's okay. This one printed up pretty light. I think that's how it was meant to be. I had to check my ink at that point because I was like, what's going on? But that's kind of how it's meant to be. And this is from the Once Upon a Time kit. I did not reverse print these because I kind of want to use these as the front and the back covers. Um, Welcome, Juju. I'm so glad to have you. Hey, girl. Hey. So I'm just kind of going through like what I'm going to be creating today, do a little bit of like show and tell because it's a book haul because I have a book hoarding habit. And it's fun if I share it with others. It makes my trips to the bookstore and the book signing that I went to a little bit more relevant. So, welcome, welcome. This is from the Once Upon a Time kit right here. I wanted to probably make this the back cover and this the front cover. I just think that this is the cutest. And so it does come with ephemera. The Once Upon a Time kit I've used before, that comes with a lot of ephemera. And I have the Whimsical Woodland Kit Ephemera from Be Happy Stationery. Is there a lot of tags and things that could be like different tuck spots in the journal? I just think they're so cute. And then I did pull this out of my stash, and this is Grungy Rainbows from Sweet Pea Curiosity. I had to. I just thought, you know what? This is perfect. This is a little bit whimsy, and we would always see a rainbow in the woodland, right? Just like we would see the Once Upon a Time, the fairies and things like that. So to me, it just kind of all pulls together, and that's what I want to play with today. And the journal I'm going to create is going to be a manila envelope journal. And so I know you guys have seen me do these before. Honestly, these are my favorite kind of journals to create because I can do like a fabric spine. I can, beef these up pretty well. I can use the full size of the paper. I don't need to cut a whole lot of anything down like my paper bag journals. So I'm going to link Be Happy Stationery Kofi shop. Just beautiful colors, huh? Chris, I love it. Okay. Okay, so I think I linked that correctly. I'm still like over here, like trying to link things and then watch the chat and create at the same time. So I hope I'm not too delayed. Anyway, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. I've got my morning tea going still. It's like my second cup. It's probably cold by now, but I do have that. So yeah, love the colors. Thought it was perfect for spring. I just thought it was perfect for my grandson. Um, and like all of the springtime memories. So I'm gonna set that aside really quick and do a really quick book haul if you don't mind. Do you guys like books? Do you like book hauls? I did finish one of my cozy murder mysteries, which was the Golden Girls book. I know I've shown that before. I did start a new one. I started The Mad Wife by Megan Church, and I did get this in January at Barnes and Noble. It's actually a really, really good book so far. I'm only a few chapters in because I'm only on page 47. So I'm only just a few chapters in. But it's really setting the stage for like the 1940s, 1950s housewife and what was expected and the whole life around them. So I do really like that. If you like I don't even know if it's a thriller yet at this point, but if you like kind of suspenseful type books is what I think it's getting to, but that's just setting the scene for suburban life. Okay, so I do color with the Amelia Green coloring books quite a bit, and I did finish a coloring page this week. Let's see if I can find it. I do also love doing the cozy coloring because I like zhuzhing up the pages a little bit, and I like kind of adding my own little thing to it. um I seem to have a delay. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Sorry, I thought I had a delay because with everything, I don't know, maybe it's my Wi-Fi. But anyway, so I did finish this page this past week, and I had regular schedule, the 8 to 4:30, and so I was able to wake up extra early and just take like an hour and 15 minutes to myself, have a few cups of tea, do some coloring. It really like helps my day when I do that. So I just thought celebrating yourself, maybe it's her birthday, whatever it is, with a solo camping trip sounds so divine sometimes. Sometimes we just want to escape. But so that's what I finished. And I do tear these out and I put them in just like a little protective sleeve because I'm planning on making a coloring page journal. So there's that. So I did go to Barnes and Noble and Amazon got me. Okay, so I did go to Barnes and Noble yesterday before the book signing because it was nearby and I found this and it's a all ears. It's like Thumper because it is Disney. It is Thumper. Anyway, so it's for my grandson's Easter basket. You can adjust the ears. It'll tell you how to adjust the ears, things like that. I thought that this was so, so cute for he's almost 2, and I like to get really animated when I read him books, or else he goes running off in the other direction. So the book needs to kind of hold his interest a little bit. But anyway, so it's a really short book. Like it ends, like that's it. Like this part. That's a little bit deceiving, but it gets the ears in there, right? So it's just a really short few page book and he can't really harm that one. I had to. That was at the checkout standing in line. Who knew Barnes and Noble on a Saturday evening would be so crowded? I should have known. Found another comfy cozy coloring book, deluxe edition, and it's by Jade Summer. So this was affordable. I love like how it's an artist and it's not AI and you can kind of find them on social media and see what's going on, and it's just a lot. And then I love that they're double-sided pages. And these aren't really, really thin, but they're not really, really thick either. It's a good quality paper. It's not like paper thin. But what really got me with this coloring book was I'm going to show you if I can get to it. And you get to do a checklist. There's the artists in here, so that's kind of fun. So there's a lot of like tips or whatever, tips and tricks. Like, we just kind of find those out as we go. But this had the color wheel on it, and I do have a color wheel. It's above my head somewhere. It might have, I don't know. Oh no, it's right here. So I do have a color wheel that I use a lot because I'm really trying to resist the urge of buying those darn color cubes. Is anyone like that struggle's real for me right now? Because I want them. I have a spot for them on my bookshelf. Do I need them? No. I absolutely do not need them. So I'm trying to buy stuff, get away from stuff I don't need. My want monster gets a little bit much, but they show you like different patterns. Okay, so this is why I bought this book, because this is like its own little color cube. And if I don't really need to think, or if I'm lost for inspiration, I'm brain dead, whatever it is, like, but I want to create. So it has like pre-made color palettes here, which I think are so much fun. Um, so yeah, and it has a few pages of these. I really thought of you actually, because View is the one that talked me out of needing to buy the coloring cubes. And I've been fighting that ever since. But when I find stuff like this, I'm like, you know what? I really don't need them. So yeah, there's that. They are so expensive. Why are they so expensive for just some colors? And I think you can go online and look at them, Chris. Like they're posted like on Pinterest and stuff. I'm not really on Pinterest a whole lot anymore, but that's why I bought this. It's worth the $9 of me not spending the 2 or 300, whatever it is. Um, oh, I didn't know that there was a texture companion book for the, is it Coco Wayo? I see those all over the place. I see them at Walmart, I see them at Hobby Lobby, saw them at Barnes and Noble. Like they got a really big deal in the coloring, like the box store. Okay. I did buy another coloring book this week on Amazon, and I'm trying to learn how to use my soft pastels that I purchased at Michael's, because again, I do want the pan pastels, but they're a little bit pricey and I don't have room for them. I'm trying not to like overload my craft room. But I want to learn how to use these in and add them into my coloring. And I thought that, and I love Faber Castell, so I thought that this would be perfect for kind of expanding my coloring horizons. And Dee Dee did inspire me with her faces book, but hers were, I don't do like a whole lot of faces like art like she does, I guess. I like more like kind of scenes and other things. So I did grab this. This might be AI. I don't know. Everything probably is at this point, but I really do try to look for an artist. This did have an artist in the and there's a QR code if you're interested in that. But this did have an artist. This was in an artist's shop on Amazon. Like she did say that she created this. But nowhere on this book is her name. So I was like, well, whatever. But anyway, I just thought that this would be fun to bring in some of those pastels and real soft, because the softness is already there for me. So I can kind of follow that cue. Um, So, yeah, I just thought that this was fun. I really liked the flowers. I could do flowers in alcohol ink. I love alcohol ink. It's really bright and vibrant. Or I could keep everything nice and soft. This would be really good for my Prismacolor coloring pencils. I just loved that not all of the girls in here looked the exact same and they all have something a little bit different. It does look like AI. I know it is hard to tell nowadays, but I really because I saw a an artist with this book, and it was in her shop saying that she did create it. So I was like, okay, well, there's a possibility it's not AI then, but I do, once I got it, I was like, you know what, I really think it is. You know, AI can be like a really special art form. People can do a lot with it. They're looking to put a few AI and one, I think, AI data center where I live, and I don't need my water bill to go up more, and I need clean and fresh water and all of that. So I'm really trying to not support, like, be that my primary art, if that makes sense. Because I don't draw. I don't draw a whole lot of things. I do color other, I love coloring other people's art, and it's like a win-win for both artists. So yeah, that's just kind of my goal with that. Um Chalk pastels. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. See, so I got soft pastels. I guess there's a difference with the chalk and the soft, huh? I'll have to kind of scope that out. Now I seem to be earning 9% rewards at Michael's is what I'm doing. Um, so Perfect. I mean, I love Faber-Castell anyway. I got this at Barnes& and Noble. It was $5. They have a bunch of cookbooks right now for $5 on like an end cap. I did have to go back and buy another one. It's a story. I'll tell you why. But my idea for this was for this to be my Golden Girls journal. This was going to be my Golden Girls journal. And I thought for $5, why not? You know what I mean? I don't need to like go through every um page and do something, and I don't need to go through every page and bake everything. Like these look like a lot of fun. Um so I can keep what I want, and it just comes with a lot of like art and everything in here already, basically like all the pictures of the show and the ladies, and just finishing that book. I absolutely love that. Absolutely love the book that I just finished. And it's a Golden Girls mystery. I can go grab it. It's behind me on my bookshelf. Anyway, so I purchased this for to make a junk journal out of it. Cause like I said, cheesecakes and cocktails, like why not? Um, I work right across the street from Barnes and Noble, Michael's, Ulta, down the road from Hobby Lobby. Like it's dangerous across the street from Target. Um, my daughter's like, "Well, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? I love that. Don't tear that out and junk journal it up. What are you doing?" And I was like, "No, that's exactly what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing." Like, because I think that this is perfect for my Golden Girls junk journal. And she's like, "No, just make a Golden Girls junk journal." I'm like, "Yeah, but everything's already here and it's already bound. Like I just kind of zhuzhed it up on my own." So that is what I'm doing. But because she was so like invested in this, I was like, "You know what? I'll just go back and get another one, and it can be for the cookbook display for the house." And she's like, "No, don't do that. Don't bother." I was like, "Okay." I did go back. The other one's gonna be in her Easter basket. So yeah. And of course, there's more paper books at Barnes and Noble. Yeah, I told you this was a haul, right? I'm sorry. I'm an absolute paper nerd. I love it. I love this one, an appetizing collection. I have a collection of these books. Like I said, they're not cheap, but I do like the variety that they have to offer. um, I love journaling with them. I love card making with them. Everything's a different texture. Everything you can tear out. It's perforated. Make fun bookmarks that comes with envelopes. Like there is so much here. I'm not going to go through a page for page flip through. I'm just going to like kind of quickly flip through some of these. It comes with journaling space already. I really liked this. And I thought, oh, because I bought this at the same time as I bought the Golden Girls cookbook, they could be really good companions together. Why not? You could frame this. This could be art on your wall, and it does kind of show you how to do like a gallery wall in some of these books. I just really liked these. These sometimes do come with a lot of plain pages, the last few of them. I think Barnes and Noble, because Barnes and Noble does is the creator of paper. They come with stickers. I do think that they listened to the artist's complaints about too much plain papers in here in the last few books, because there's not a whole lot of plain paper in here. Sometimes they use AI. You just need to watch out for that. These are like big posters. The pickles, absolutely love pickles. I made a pickle sourdough a few weeks ago that was a absolute hit. This is like a journal within a journal, and it comes with like a little glue dot. I'll just open up a few of these and then we'll kind of get started on the project today, because my goal isn't to keep you here forever, but let's just kind of celebrate our self-care, right? Oh, so they are the same thing. Thank you, Chris. That's good to know. Because I would be out there like looking for them to be like, do they work differently? So this is just like a little notebook. It could be like your own little journal, your own little recipes, notes, whatever you want. So that's fun. Door hangers. That's something new in these. And everything's double-sided. See a little bit of plain, but not like they were having like plain upon plain before. I love like the oil paintings. I think that's fun. I like the texture in that. Um, my kid's great grandmother was a very good oil artist, and I just loved her paintings and her process and walking through her gallery and things like that. So, yeah, love the stickers. I love it all. You could tea dye these even if you wanted, right? So you are my heartbeat. Oh, pun intended. I love a good pun. Just fun. I do have a sourdough cookbook journal that I might like add some of this stuff to. So it's a few plain papers, but it's not like it was before. Here's more like little poster size papers. Yeah, I just think it's fun. You're shrimply the best. How cute would that be hung up in like a kitchen or whatever? Yeah, have a cup of positivity. Like that's what I try to do on Sundays. That's what I do. So it's just a lot of fun stuff. You have a delivery, Chris, that took 3 years to get to you? Are you serious? Did they give you a refund? Yeah. Amazon's always a click away for everyone, right? So it's easy. So I know a lot of us don't have the same bookstores around us, or we all live in different areas of the world. So yeah, it's Amazon's always a good alternative. I don't know where else you can find paper, but I know Barnes and Noble you can order online with them. So yeah. Anyway, so I purchased this, My Kitchen, My Rules. Love it. I take it apart. I use what I want. I don't use this as the journal. I just use this as like the keeper of the fun stuff. So, okay, so that was my show and tell. Now, what have you guys purchased over the past? This was not I didn't buy all of this over the past week. So I don't have that kind of crafty money. I mean, I'm financially crafty irresponsible sometimes, but I do not have that. That's over the last few weeks. Just so you know. I'm gonna start prepping this while we're chatting. So you guys can let me know if you had any fun purchases over the past few weeks or month that you want to share with us. I take off the metal. Mm, Normally it comes off a lot easier. I might need something else. Oh, there we go. I was going to say I might need something else other than my finger. Okay. So they delivered it on time. You just misplaced it. For 3 years though, that's a long time. Like, were you wondering where it was? Oh, okay. Well, a good little 2026 treat, right? Oops, I'm getting glue everywhere. Since I cleaned out my glue tip with my glue press, we are just like in business. The glue is flowing nicely. I like it. What you can do with this kind of journal is you can put like a piece of cardstock um inside of it if you want, and it'll kind of make it a little bit more stable. I'm going to put so much cardstock and a signature in here that it's going to be like a pretty fat signature that I don't need all of that, because when we're layering up it just tends to get a pretty stable on its own. But winning a giveaway, Chris, is awfully fun, right? So I'm glad you guys are here joining me for Self-Care Sunday. We're just going to make like a fun project from Be Happy Stationery. I did put the link to her Ko-fi in the chat. So if you want to go check these kits out, I did a quick flip through, and we're going to get started on making the journal. So I just fold this right in half, and I just use it like this. I use this size. I don't cut it down generally. Sometimes these pages don't fit. They're a little bit smaller than this, which is, to be expected. But that gives me a little bit of room within the journal to close it and kind of beef it up a little bit. So yeah, so I'm going to take another quick sip of my tea. If you guys want to say hey in the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah. I hope they're doing better now though, Chris. You don't want to bug somebody when they're going through like a lot of issues, right? Okay, so I do have one. Wait, these first two, because I didn't reverse print. See, so it's going to be like I should have done, I did landscape on all of this. So my mistake, I might need to cut this down. I should have done portrait on these, but it made the image look a little bit skewed. So what I'm going to do is I probably am going to cut this down just a little bit because I want this to be the face, and then I'm probably just going to masterboard it up just a little bit to have like other elements and other papers behind from the kit from when I trim this down. So let me see a few of my double-sided pages. Let me fold this in half and see, she like showed you right here. Sandra did where it could be folded. And like I said, I like using the whole page when I'm doing a big journal like this. Okay, so maybe I won't need to trim it down. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I like having this extra space in here because I can make it a little bit of a gator mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to make him the center and then kind of masterboard the rest of it, if that makes sense. I'm going to get my trimmer with all of my other trimmers sitting there. And I end up knocking something over. Never, never fails. Oh, yeah. Sometimes our crafty purchases will have to take a sideline when issues happen. But hey, when everything is able to get situated, you are able to see, and then I'll just kind of, and I'm not going to worry about directional with this. I'm just going to really like kind of masterboard this. And then I have some um, gold paint. I have some any other color paint to kind of hide the seams and make this look a little bit more fun. That's basically what I'm going to do. So let's start with that. And then I do want this to be the back cover. So I have a grandson. I think I want to make him the focal point on the back cover. And my grandson has really light hair, like his dad did when his dad was little, and his mom has a lot of Irish. So she has like the red, like a fun strawberry blonde going on. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get out my handy dandy pencil that I do need to sharpen. I did get a new pencil sharpener um because my other pencil sharpener broke for my colored pencils. It just like my cat knocked it off my bed and it just broke because I have hardwood floors. So I was like, oh, okay. Now what do we do? Um, but I did get a Prismacolor sharpener, which I have right here. And I'm probably not going to get through creating the whole journal today just for time's sake, but I want to have this ready for Easter. So I got a Prismacolor sharpener. I actually got this on Amazon because I had to order more baby wipes. And this was like $5. So I've never used it. There's two different slots for however you want the tip. So that's like a nice sharp tip now. That's going to be nice with my color pencil. So I'm very excited about that. I wanted to do a electric sharpener, but I was like, where's the other sheet of paper? I'm probably going to end up chopping her up too, just because I want to I want the same color palette for the front. I might actually transfer the color palettes. Like this might be the color palette to go with this and vice versa. I think that would be a little fun. So let's trim a little bit of that down. because we have the front and the back. Let's trim this down first. I'm just like willy-nillying it. Like, I don't know. I'm not measuring anything. It doesn't need to like perfectly go in, oops, in any specific order. Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch your video, Chris. Thank you. So that's yeah. So I will have a border around this. I'm not really gonna be that worried about that. I could do, I'm probably gonna get a solid color piece of paper to put on the back. Um, and I could do blue because it's for my grandson, and I think blue would match both. So let me go get a blue paper. Okay. We have a closet of paper. Okay, so I have a few different blues. My closet's right next to me, so I can just kind of run and go get that. Um, so I'm going to, I think the dark blue is going to be too dark. Where's the, okay. Now I've officially made a mess and I've lost things. So, oh, here he is. He's turned over. Okay. I think the dark blue is going to be, it's too dark, I think for, I don't know. What do you think about the dark blue? So there's that, which is more of like a purple. Um, we could do more of just like a offset of a different blue. I kind of like that. I don't know if I want the real light one. Let's see. So we could do, we've got the, oh, that one's really pretty too. The lighter of the darker shade. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I don't know. Those are pretty, this one's pretty contrasty. I kind of like that too. But it might be a little bit too matchy with these things. To where if I go with that, it'll kind of offset that. It's kind of matchy too though, huh? So we could go with the lighter, the darker of the lightest. I forgot I'm using him, not her. Okay, I like the darker of the lightest. So that's what I'm doing. I try to put these in order in my closet, and when I go reach for them and I don't necessarily put them back, it becomes an issue. But I also have tea dyed paper off to the side of me, and it's food coloring dyed paper, actually. This is paper dyed with food coloring. You could use Rit dye too. But I thought that these would be fun. This is a fun Dr. Seuss coloring book that I have, and I tea dyed it. I thought it'd be fun to add some of these in, some of these colorful elements. This one kind of got chewed up, but whatever. So we will just, now we do need to measure a little bit because we need to see how big this is. I think this is a, let's see. So this is a 10 by, I guess, okay, there's a measure thing right here. I don't need to do a 6.5. All right. So we have 6.5 by 10, right? Let's measure this up, and then at least we can get with the cover. Okay, so I'm not great. I'm gonna over measure because this, I'm having a hard time with this trimmer. It's 6.5 by 10. It's just not as explanatory as my other. So I know I measured over a little bit, but I did that on purpose because I wasn't sure the 6.5 mark. Okay, so now I'm right. The 6.5 mark is right up there. Right there at the 17. Okay. Nope, still a little bit too big. So, okay. We're just gonna, this is what we're gonna do with our pencil that we just sharpened. And I'm just gonna mark a line. Oh, nice new sharp pencil. So I'm excited about that. I've seen those pencil sharpeners at Michael's before too, but I've never like pulled the trigger on it or whatever. Because I had one. I was like, oh, see, now we get a little bit of a border. Either way, my measurements are just a tad bit off. I don't mind having the border, especially if I put like a fabric spine on it. Like nothing's gonna be perfectly perfect, but we're masterboarding it too a little bit. So there goes my measuring out the window, right? Why did we even measure? Okay. Gonna glue that. And oh, I need another. Oh, did I only have one of that color? No, I had two. Okay, so let's see what the measurement ended up being or how we were happy with it. Um, we have just like 975 by almost 6.5, which where's 6.5 on that darn ruler? Who knows? Who knows? So let's take the easy way out, shall we? It's okay. I can be a lazy crafter too. Okay, there we go. So is anyone else doing like a gratitude type jar or a gratitude exercise for 2026 like I am? I find it really helps me put things into perspective because my job's been a little bit like I work for nonprofit, so it's been a little bit unstable to say the least. And a lot of unknowns are coming and a lot of knowns are coming. So a lot of big changes are coming. And I'm just like, God, couldn't they have waited? Couldn't they have waited till 2027 to implement all these changes? Because I'll be done with school. And then I'll just be working towards my licensure. Um, oh, oh, is your pencil sharpener that you bought expensive? Oh, you don't like the electric pencil sharpener? See, I see, oops, people online and YouTube and stuff really like them, but I don't. I mean, some of them when I was looking on Amazon were kind of expensive. So I was like, well, what does it do that I can't do? And then you lose a little bit of control with an electric pencil sharpener. I think you probably don't, but I think you do because you're at the mercy of the little motor and you got to pull it out just at the right time. And at least with a like a hand pencil sharpener, I can determine like how fast and sharp it sharpens. So I do know that View she showed a electric eraser the other day, which I'd never even thought of that. So I was like, that's fun. Okay, I think I got my comments mixed up. Sorry. Um okay. Let's get this going. All right. Now let's try to. I like using the wet glue because I have a few extra seconds because I can never get everything perfect like the first time around. So I like having the extra few seconds to mess around with it. Okay. Oh no. Okay, now I'm getting caught up with the comments. Gosh, I was like, I think I got the comment wrong. That was Juju being like, oh wow, 3 years. I was like, wait, is it Juju's package that took 3 years? No, I was talking to Chris, I thought. It's my brain that's taking 3 years, is what it is, but still. Okay. Hi, Ellen. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Okay, so this is where I'm going to put this. And I'm just going to start trimming this down a little bit because it is a junk journal. So I want it to look a little bit funky and fresh, if you will, colorful, whimsy, because it's whimsy, whimsical woodland by Be Happy Stationery. So we want it to look whimsy and fun. Let me get out because now I can trim these into thinner sheets and I'm gonna be trimming the girl up. Yes, I am, but I can do it a little bit thinner if I want, if you will, because I have the background paper on there. And we'll just kind of trim this down into little strips. And I'm not going to worry about like the direction or anything. I'm really trying to avoid cutting off her face, if you can tell, because I feel bad. Um, but it'll all kind of come together, I think. Okay, let's see what we have over here. She could even be like peeking out over here with the guy, right? That would, or with the guy, with the little deer, with the guy. I don't know if there's necessarily enough room. There's more room up top than there is. So I just think that this would be kind of fun just to kind of glue. I might even want to trim, just kind of like do something like weird and funky. Why not? Trim him down a little bit so we could get more peeking through, right? I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I need to pay a little bit more attention to what you can see and what versus what I'm right here creating. Anyway, so I just think that this would be kind of fun to like border this up. We'll get this like as close as we can. I'm just going to start like gluing it down and it's going to land where it's going to land. It'll be where it will be. That's what we're doing. Okay, so let's trim a little bit more of these down because I want these to go on the other side. And this is like, I think I put out a video last week when I was making my craft roulette card. I hit Club 52. Very excited about that. It only took me like 3 years to create 52 cards. But I was saying how that's why like I just fell in love with junk journaling because not everything has to be like perfect and correct. And sometimes with card and I love card making, but sometimes with card making, people get so like it has to be so perfect. And I'm just like, why? And then I panic that my things aren't like perfectly linear and colors matching because I don't have the coloring cubes, but I know I don't need them. It's like a lot of unnecessary pressure. And sometimes some designers want you to use all of their product, like everything all in one to make like a really quick card, which is nice. I do like a lot of that. But I want to have my own room for creativity at the same time. And sometimes I feel like people with card making, everything has to be so darn perfect that we miss a lot of that fun art of it, if you will. I'm just going to tear that off. It's going to be fine. So that's what I just really like. I explained that in my video with junk journaling. There's nothing right, nothing right. There's nothing wrong in junk journaling. Like, you do it. You do you. Don't freak your freak, as Tim Holtz would say, right? I think we're all freaking our freak a little bit too much. We're all probably watching the news a little bit too much. So I'm glad you're here with me today. And we don't need to be watching the news. How was y'all's weather? So last week we were in a heat advisory. It was 98 on Thursday where I live. And I'll be darned, I work 2 miles from the beach and it was 96 down there. And then it was like 100. And this weekend has been perfectly pleasant, like in the 80s. Nice breeze. But I look in the weather report and we are in another heat advisory. It's going to be in the 90s all next week here in San Diego. It's March. It's March. What's happening? That means our May gray and our June gloom is going to hit really hard and it's going to be cold when the kids are getting out of school. Probably what that means. Okay, there we go. Okay, just kind of put this here. I'm just going to kind of like layer this up a little bit. We're just going to layer it, layer it. It'll land where it lands. And the cover will be funky and fresh. And my grandson will love it. Well, I will love putting all of his pictures in there. Actually, I bought him a fun like little sand toy for Easter. Super excited. So I was like, hey guys, do you want to go like on a beach picnic for Easter? And they were like, sure. So I think that that'll be a lot of fun. Just kind of in the morning before his nap thing. Do Easter baskets and like I'll bring like a little brunch and we can play in the sand and the water with him. Weather permitting, like who knows now with the weather, right? Gosh. Might be 60 degrees at that point. Who knows? Okay. So you can't really see that one that I glued down here, but it's still wet, so I can move it. And now it's wrinkled, but that's okay. So I'm just going to glue it down. I could pop it up if I wanted and this be like the whole centerpiece. That would be a lot of fun. But I just think it's fun to create with what you have and make things look individualized, right? Okay, let's hopefully that it's straight. I have to look at things head on. That's another thing I talked about in my video because I was like, my vision, the closer I get to 50, it is fun, huh, Juju? I just think it's fun. The beach picnic will be fun and the journaling is fun and that'll definitely be a fun Sunday self-care day because I'll be golly if Easter's the 5th of April. Me and my friend were talking yesterday. She's like, no, it's the 16th. I was like, no, have you like not looked at your calendar? It's the because normally it's like a little bit later, but yeah, it's very early this year. So I'm kind of debating if I should cut that in half. My toxic trait is I just want to get out my scissors and cut it in half, but that would that would not work out well. Okay, so we're just gonna cut it right down in half. Hey, Debbie, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope you've been well. I'm trying to catch everybody's lives as I can. We're all in different time zones and different areas, so it's a little bit hard. I like catching a few of them before I go to bed. Like Juju, I am able to catch you like before I go to bed because you go on pretty late and then um it's pretty late your time and it's just like I try to like I'm gonna sound like a schoolgirl, but I try to get in bed by like 9 or 9:30 because I woke up at 5. So because I want to get that coloring time in. and I watch as many replays as I can. I notice my YouTube notifications are failing me. Are your guys' failing you? Like I have notifications turned on for people, but it's not cooperating. It doesn't always tell me. I cut that crooked anyway, so I could have brought out my scissors, you know. Whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so we'll just glue this up here and then we'll have our cover down. So what I'll do is I'll bring in this Kiritaki gold that I absolutely freaking love. And I'm already on the verge of buying more. Like I don't need more, but I'm like, while it's still there on Amazon, 'cause, sometimes things will disappear. Um, I'm like, I love it so much. I want to buy more. I want to buy more. Um, Yeah, there's my financial irresponsibility for my crafty mind. I want monster gets out of the way or gets in the way, gets out of the way. It should get out of the way. Okay. Okay, and we're just gonna like have a little bit of fun with our scraps. And I'll just kind of do this over here and glue, and then we'll get out the paint. And if you guys haven't seen the paint, you're in for a real treat. I have a feeling you've probably all seen it or you have it, but I love it. Oh, I didn't use this one. This one's awfully cute. Look at a chunky little spot right there. I have glue all in my hands now. All over my hands and my fingernail. I need to because it's like my self-care Sunday too. I either make a sourdough loaf or bake a sourdough loaf every Sunday. And I have, oops, I didn't put a whole lot of glue on here, did I? I have a sourdough loaf cold proofing in the fridge right now that I'll throw into the oven. And it's for St. Patrick's Day. I'm doing, and for it's going to be like a green tinted loaf. And for the green, I used matcha powder because my daughter loves buying matcha powder loose. So I just used some of that. Don't tell her. And she was upset about the Golden Girls cookbook. Imagine. Oh, okay. And there we go. We're just going to put that down. And I know a lot of what I did here isn't seen. You know what? I don't even care. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a lot of empty blue space, but I did not do borderless printing on this, it looks like. So it kind of goes up to the paper. So I am going to trim that down a little bit because I don't want white space. And I'm just going to throw this down. Yeah, definitely a green loaf. So it's just going to be regular flavored, well, matcha flavored. I mean, if you can, like I'm drinking matcha tea right now. He doesn't really have like a more of an earthy flavor, I guess. Bread is bread. I have sauerkraut and I'm not buying a because it's on a Tuesday. I mean, and I'm going to be taking 2 classes again starting today. Um and then I only have one more class after that. Yay! I'm definitely having a live celebration for that one. I'm hoping to go like on a little fun vacation. Um so we'll see. We'll see. Gas was over $5 the other day or yesterday when I drove by. So I was like, "Oh, maybe not." Um But so I try to make everything kind of like simple. But anyway, so I just have like sauerkraut and sausage and we'll do the bread. Let's get out the paint. I like to shake it up, get that little ball bearing in there going so we can hear that it's shaking. I have like a dirty little rag next to me and I have some water because I don't necessarily have a water cup always um set up. Hey, View girl, welcome. I was talking about you earlier with the coloring cubes because I purchased a coloring book and I thought of you because it had the fun palettes in there. And I was like, see, I don't need no stinking coloring cubes. She was right. So that's at the beginning on my show and tell. And then Chris backed me up. She's like, yep, you don't need those coloring cubes. Um, and then we can find them online. So I'm just going to color the front just a little bit here and there with just to kind of hide the seam and to give it a little bit, give the cover a little bit more fun. Okay, so I didn't show you the gold up close, but it's the Kiritaki gold, I believe. I know it's from Kiritaki and I just think it's called Kiritaki gold. I found it on Amazon. It is flipping beautiful. I love this. Absolutely love this stuff. And I was just talking about like, I think I need to buy more because I'm getting like very my precious with it. But I like adding this to like my masterboards and collaging elements. So I thought that this was fun for the cover. Just gonna kind of add some little fun paint in here because I'm making a scrapbook for memories of my grandson's Easters and springtime because I have a Halloween one and a Christmas one. So we of course need a spring one. And I thought that the whimsical woodland kit from Be Happy Stationery would be perfect, perfect. Okay, so she already did like little paint swooshes here and there. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I'm kind of just adding, oops, adding my own little element here. I just think that it would be fun. Why not? Okay, I have my window open, so I think Amazon is here with my baby wipes. So I always buy a big pack of baby wipes for my art and then for my grandson for when he's here. Okay, so I'm just going to spritz this over here. Actually, you know what? I'm doing the same color on the back, but I don't want it to really dry on this. So I have my fan going because I have a nice breeze coming through my window. And my cat's in the window. That's why the window is up there. This is the best. The best. I love it too. The world is out coloring cube. Stinking cubes. They are those damn cubes. 200 bucks. I know. Why? Why for colors? Okay, so I'm going to set this right there and then we can kind of work on the back. Let's work on our signatures. We'll get to the fun part. I have the ephemera here. I'm going to set the ephemera off the side and these little, I have them in my little trash pile over here, but these little guys will go in the journal as well. So now I'm just going to start folding the pages and set that aside because I reverse printed all of these and this one's upside down, but no worries because this can be used as a just like a background, you know, just kind of a little collagey like little element. So okay, I just fold these right in half and then I can, the front of that can dry. And see, she put like a fun little seam in here with like some sparkly paint. And I just think that this is cute. Too cute. Too cute. Fun little, I thought a picture could go here. Just all sorts of things. Can add some fun little stamp sentiments in here. I have the clickables that I got at Michael's quite a while ago. And I do like those. Um, I have a hard time keeping them organized. I really like this. This is so cute. I want this to be the front. Um, the little birds, how cute. So I thought I could personalize it to him. It'd just be so cute. And then eventually, if they have another one, which I love, love just having my grandson now. And I think like, let's just keep him for a while. Grandma likes spoiling him. Would love another one, but I think that it's hard. It's hard. Um, And they're not I think she'll be 30 this year and he's 29. So who's your mama? That's funny because every single time I read Who's Your Mama, I always think of Who's Your Mama? Yeah. And the things we say sometimes at work, like when the clients get so irrationally irate with us, is like it's a generational thing. We're always like, "Who's your mama?" We don't say that to the client. Like we'll just like kind of be venting to each other to be like they were so mad that it was like a "Who's your mama" moment. Oh. Juju, my clickables have to be over here off to the side of me. And they're still in their little box, but I'm thinking about getting like a little pencil box to put them in. And like really try to they're not ABC order, but I really try to keep them organized. But this thing's bugging me. So I was just thinking about getting a little pencil box like I have for a few other artsy things and just throwing them in there and then going through them is what I feel like doing because they're hard to keep organized. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're just gonna put it in the order that I want it. I want to do the woodland creatures first because I think that that would be so just cute. I think I folded a lot of these without the woodland creatures will be on the insides, but whatever. Oh, look at the dog. Oh, he loves this dog too. Grandma doesn't necessarily love his dog because that dog chews on his toys. So there's that. Well, at least they're organized. They're organized somewhere, right? A lot of butterflies in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the order that I want them and then clip them together and then kind of decide this would be a good middle one, I think. Oh, I think I want that to be the middle one. That would be cute. I just love that little deer. Okay. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna clip these together. Where's my here? I'm gonna get my I bumped the camera. My apologies. I'm just gonna clip these together and then sew it in. I'm probably not going to paint the back side of the cover today because I want to work in the journal. So we did paint up the front. I don't know if it's thoroughly dry. No, it's not thoroughly dry yet. So what I'm gonna do, I should probably get my heat gun and dry it up. Because now I'm to the point where I'm ready. So let me grab my heat gun. Okay. I have just a fun heat gun here for my embossing, and I can plug it into my lamp over here. So hopefully nothing shorts out. It shouldn't. Um, Let me put my glasses on to make sure that it's not, it might be on. I don't know. And then we'll get that noise going. So if that bothers you, I apologize. It's only going to be like for a second. Okay. My lamp wants to go rogue over here. Could I just see a few little wet spots? I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to burn off any dust or anything. So, and I want to get the coils nice and hot in here. I have not embossed in forever. Do you guys emboss regularly? I used to like to watercolor, emboss stamped images and watercolor them in a lot more. The organization is what throws you off, right, Juju? Thanks, Debbie. They are adorable, right? So I'm just gonna dry this up really quick. I hope the sound doesn't bother you. You just see a little bit of wet right there where it kind of puddled. The rest of it is, and if I see that this curls up, I have my Porto ribbon right behind me. And we could start putting ribbon over it, make it a real fun and funky cover, right? Okay, there we go. Oh, it still is wet just a little bit. Okay, so hold on. I want to sew the signature in. I made it oopsie there. That's okay. I normally just kind of let everything dry naturally because I live in a fairly dry climate. Um, but because I want to work with it right away. I want to make sure it's dry, just like the edges, because I want to sew in this signature. Okay, we should be in a better spot now. Embossing is magical. It is magical. I love it, but I just don't do it all the time. Okay, so this is what I do. You don't have to do what I do, but it works for me. I keep these clips here because it keeps my pages that I just worked so hard on to get straight. It keeps them in line. They listen better that way. Um, and then I use my clips to clip it in even a little bit more secure. And I love these jumbo paper clips. I'm like a paper clip. I'm a crafty hoarder because I was going to be like, I'm a paper clip hoarder too. If you watched a few of my videos, you know, I order fun shaped paper clips a lot on Amazon. I also have these that I've gotten at the Dollar Tree that I use, but my string will get caught up and I can use those on smaller journals. But the bigger journal, I like using the bigger ones. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. I'm going to get out my naughty bag. So if sarcasm and cuss words bother you, please close your eyes. My friend got it for me. But I have all of my bookbinding supplies in here. um, let's see. Okay. I mean, embossing's not like a necessity, Debbie. You know what I mean? It just makes things a little bit more fun, but it's also another expense, right? Okay. So let's get out my things. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I was like, I think I'm gonna go with the blue, but I forgot I had like a fun rainbow color, and I think that that might just go with this whimsy. And I might also still do a fabric spine because I have tons of fabric. I have like baskets of fabric. I used to be in a lot bigger of a craft space than I am now, so thank God this room has like 3 closets. But so I have a lot of fabric, but I think I want to do this. And then using the fabric spine for this would be, I think, a lot of fun. Okay, so I always take out my biggest needle because it has the biggest eyelet or the biggest eye hole. I don't know what we're calling them. Okay, I'm gonna stab myself in a second. Okay, let's move some things off to the side. I am moving that. Now, they say, whoever they is, the journaling experts, to do 3 times the length of your journal. I'm a rebel. I do 4 because I've got fumbly fingers. I probably have fat fingers, but whatever. And I like to tie a bow in the middle. And so I know if I do 4, I will have plenty of space. And I want to we want to make sure that this is kind of tucked in here nice and tight. And then I just thread the needle, and I get it to meet somewhere in the middle. And that's how I do it. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a step. I need my awl. I knew I was missing something. Okay, so now I need to make the holes with my handy dandy awl. I guess that's what they're called, right? And I don't measure, I just do it by eyeball, and I'm crooked most of the time, but I'm okay. And I just poke these through. I don't go too far up to the edge over here. If you can see me, I try to move my finger out of the way so I don't stab myself because I have done that before. And then I go down here, do the same thing, you see? And now we've got our 3 holes. So this is going to be a 3-hole pamphlet stitch binding. Anyway, so now I'm not like an artsy fartsy teacher by any means, but I do know you have to start where you want to end. So I would have to decide, do I want my fancy dancy ribbon on the outside or on the inside? I'm an on the inside kind of girl because I may want to um, fabric the spine, and I think it adds just as something extra on the inside. Okay, so I just kind of take this through. I try to leave myself plenty of space so I can tie the ribbon, put it through here. I just make sure it's nice and taut. And then I'm going to go back up and it's getting kind of caught up. Okay. And I still make sure it's nice and taut. I'm going to end up pulling more from here. It's okay. This is waxed thread. I'm not going to worry about it. But I want enough to come back now into the middle where I initially went. I want to go back through that hole. Oops. We're like really getting caught here. I think I made it too short. So that's what I did. There's my little, I should have pulled more of this through, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry. Okay. So I don't always pay attention to this step as much, but I want this to kind of come up through the middle. And I'm still pulling it to pull it tight, and I can still just pull a little bit more. So I'm not going to get a fun little ribbon like I want, but not every time it's going to be perfect because I should have I shouldn't have left so much in here, but I'm not going to worry about it. No worry about it. The gods of watercolor. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. They always tell you you're doing it wrong too. I follow a lot of journal experts, and I'm like, oh, I guess I was doing that wrong. So whatever. Okay. I just kind of do what works for me. And then I try to tie this, but because there's too little of a space right here, I'm just gonna get my fumbly fingers to work. Okay. Where's the other one? Where'd the other one go? And here we go. Oh my goodness. It does not want to go in. I like to double do these. Like I don't really need to, but I do like to. Okay. So there's a knot. And then I'll try to do another one. And uh-oh, I lost the... You don't necessarily need to do 2 knots, but I'm gonna. Maybe. Maybe I'm gonna. There we go. Oh, well, there we were. Okay, maybe I won't. I'll try it one more time. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to freak my freak because this journal is for me. Okay, I got the green one through. Now I need to get the red one through. There we go. There we go. Now I've double knotted it. Okay. And so I know that like some of the journaling people will tell you not to probably not to do it how I did it because this could pull like if I because I got this in the middle. I've never had a problem with this not pulling out or pulling through in any of my journals. Um, but I do double knot it, so there is that. But like if you put it in the middle, there's a little bit more resistance there. Okay, we are in business. All right, let's put this back on because I will stab myself with those too. Get my naughty little handbag out of the way. And now we have ourselves with a sewn in signature journal. I love my paper clips. I love the gigantic paper clips view. I think they're so fun. They were like $4 on Amazon, but I've seen them at Hobby Lobby too, and they come in a smaller package than what you get on Amazon. But you know, I think they're Paper Studio. So when you get the Paper Studio stuff that's on sale, there's that. I'm gonna put this on the shelf above me and pray that it doesn't fall because I did hang those shelves. And I am going to not gonna paint this side of it yet because I'll paint that, when I'm kind of done working in the middle or when I'm not working towards the front. I want these sheets, and this is part of the, you know what, this I can do this way because I'm not real fussy about the whole directional thing. These 2 were part of the Once Upon a Time kit for the Ko-fi shop that I dropped. Um And I'm just going to get a rough estimate of where I want to cut this paper because I'm not measuring anything because I don't feel like it. So there we go. I'm going to trim that down and then I'll base this one off of that one so it looks a little bit uniform, or so I say to myself. Okay, here we go. And then I'll have this for like the whole masterboarding effect on the inside too. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I will paint that too. And then basically now the journal is assembled, like the foundation is done. We just get to bring the decoration in. So I think that that is going to be fun. And this is going to measure, I may not need to masterboard this on the inside either because it's measuring pretty close to this because of how I had it laid. So that'll maybe eliminate a step as well. So what are you all doing today? Like, what are you working on? What are you creating? I'm doing the journal. I have to format a paper that I wrote yesterday. Um, Possible tornadoes and snow. Juju, that doesn't sound great. Be safe. Do you guys get hit pretty hard with tornadoes? You're in Mississippi, right? Okay. As even my non-written measurements were kind of wonky, so I might need to masterboard the back of that. I was just saying we're in a heat advisory through next week. We're gonna be like all in the 90s and today's in the 80s, and I'm grateful for it. My mom lives in Washington State though, because that's where I'm originally from. But I've been here for like 30 years. My kids are from here. Um, so basically I'm from here. She got a lot of snow the other day and then rain and it melted. Now it's like 60 degrees. So the weather everywhere is just weird. It's really weird right now. Oh, Mississippi. Okay, I thought you were in Mississippi. I thought I'd that. I honestly, the first time I heard you on the streamathon, I was like, oh, like she's from Louisiana because of your accent for some reason. That's just my wrong brain. But I remember you saying you were in Mississippi. Tornadoes don't sound fun. Bye, Ellen. Sorry, I missed your goodbye. I'm sorry, Ellen. I was in the throe of crafting. Thank you for coming. Oh, your internet. Yeah, that's not great. So you have to unplug things, right? Um, we don't get tornadoes here, obviously. I'm on the West Coast. We get earthquakes. Earthquakes. My mom gets volcanoes up in Washington. Well, volcano warnings, but she lives like maybe an hour away from Mount Rainier. I grew up playing up there all the time when I wasn't supposed to. um, but every state has something, some sort of natural disaster thing, right? It's just the level. It's normally always pretty mild weather here. I mean, I live inland. I live like 30 minutes from the beach, so we do get pretty warm, but whatever. Okay. So that is the journal so far. I'm going to put a few pockets in here. We're going to mash things up. I was going to say mismatched. It's not working for me. Lots of springtime stuff in here. I think that he'll love it. I know his mom and dad will love it. Like my son and my daughter-in-law will just love it. Having that on the East Coast too. Moved all the chairs in my barbecue grill to the garage. Tornado and heavy winds tonight and tomorrow. Be safe, guys. Like that doesn't sound fun. Yeah. I guess springtime, you get like all 4 seasons in one season, basically, right? Springtime is funny that way. Okay, and then I have the grungy rainbows here too. So I think for a pocket for the front, I think it would be fun to do one of the rainbows because it's leading into like the real bright colors. So I think like this would be a fun pocket. And then basically the rest of the journal is just creating. Um, like the foundation's down. Now we bring in the designer and we get to create. Okay, so with these, be safe, Ellen. Are you getting okay? I think she left already because it said be safe, Ellen, and she's getting weather too. Um, love these. These are a freebie on Sweet Pea Curiosity. I can get you the link in just a second. I love Marissa's stuff. Um, but these, because it's like a torn paper bag, basically. Like, remember when we would decorate like our books? Or do you remember? I did. I decorated my books with like paper bags and then you could draw on them and stuff because we were required to do that starting in like the 6th grade. So we wouldn't ruin the textbooks. But I like these look torn and sometimes I like to cut it to where it looks a little torn. I could get out my decorative scissors and do it that way. I have a hard time cutting a straight line with those guys though. So, and because I want this to be a pocket, I'm just we're gonna freehand the torn edges. Could tear it if I wanted to as well. But I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that creative right now. There we go. That's gonna be a pocket. I think this will be fun for a back pocket. Let's cut these down into little more manageable pieces. Now I have like an 80s junk journal going on. And this is what I printed them out for. Um, because it was just like perfectly reminiscent of my childhood. And then when I found out the creator of Rainbow Bright had passed away, I said on my live she was 92. Okay, so my eyes failed me because I didn't have my glasses on when I read that little thing on Instagram. Or I said she was 92, she was actually 82. So this really reminded me of like fun rainbow bright type stuff. I don't really need to ink up the edges with this either. So, because it has like the grungy paper bag coloring already on it, but you can do what you want. So those are going to be my two pockets. Let me get you the link. Um, and she's on Etsy. And it's Sweet Pea Curiosities, and this will give me a chance to take a sip of my tea. And see what you guys are all up to. She's actually having 25% off now too. So hold on. It took me to the wrong. Etsy failed me. It took me to the wrong one. Favorites. Favorite shops, guys. Where did it go? Did they move there? Oh, here it goes. Did they move stuff? This gosh darn Etsy. Sweet Curiosities. Here we go. Let me look for it. I typed in the wrong thing. Wonder if it's on her Ko-fi. Oh, you know what? It might be on her Ko-fi. Okay, let me glue down the rainbows. I'm like getting distracted now. Okay, so what I do when I glue down a pocket is I like to oops. I'll give you her Etsy shop anyway. I think it's in her Ko-fi and I didn't realize that. I think that should be the link. Okay. I like to fold down like a piece of cardstock and I like to just kind of tuck it under here because that's how I'm going to manipulate the paper a little bit. So things will slide in and out really easy. And then I'm just going to put my finger where I don't want glue because in all theory, I don't want glue on my fingers, although you can't tell. But that's just kind of my little cue. And I'm just going to put it down here as close to the edge as I can and make sure it adhere. Oops, okay. I'm just like making a mess now. I tore the paper a little bit because my hands are a little bit sticky. So I'm gonna fix that. And there we go. We have that sliding out and in really easy. Okay, we have this one now. And we're gonna do just the same thing. And I think that these will be fun, like little pockets. And I'm gonna put maybe like paper clips or something on the top. We'll cut out a few pieces of ephemera. Um, okay, here we go. Got it nice and adhered. Okay, so there we go. So it's already a little bit like I've trained the paper already. It's kind of manipulated already to where things can slide easy in and out of. So it's not like a super tight pocket and I don't have to struggle with it. That's just something I've kind of learned along the way. Um, and then it'll be fun to put just like a little like title page, like a little title thing right here, whatever. And then I can, we don't, well, I have enough butterflies in here. I was like, I don't want to cover up the butterfly, but it's okay. I'm just going to tear this a little bit And I'm just going to use that as like a little bit of a title page. And then I'll stamp something on that, or I'll write a sentiment, maybe the day, the year. It just gives me a little bit of extra journaling space. And you know what I just realized is I did not put any of the tea dyed paper in here like a fool. I meant to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some tea dye tip outs, and it's food coloring. I've got the food coloring, maybe a few pockets out of that. Let's see, let's see. Got some real funky paper here. I have a thicker one. This is like a little bit of a thicker. So that'll just be like a little a heading or something. I think that this will be fun. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this in half, and then we'll fold it in half again and make like a little tip out. And I have some of my grungy Tim Holtz cello tape that I think will go perfect with this. I'm just going to cut this down a little bit because I don't want it to rip when it's being opened and closed a lot. I am going to use this as like a full tip out, like a double tip out. So let me get my Tim Holtz cello tape over here. I have the rest of an older package, and then I have a, excuse me, a newer package here. Let me put my newer package away because I didn't realize that there were two piles in the package. So bonus, guys, if you want to buy these, that's well worth $4.99. So it came like this with this one and the white sheet of paper. I thought the white sheet of paper was just so you could see it. I didn't realize there was a whole bunch under it as well. So yay. Tip ups, flip ups, and flip downs, and tip it out. And yeah, I never know what to call them. I guess like this could be like a tip in, I guess, because we're okay. Um, because we're not really tipping anything out. I'm tipping it in. Whatever. See, it's the journal people, you know, it is what it is. It's an extra layer of journaling space and fun creative space, is what it is. It's like two books in one, basically. Like the whole paper, paper, paper obsession I have of those darn books. And I could leave it like that. So, yeah, this would be more of a tip in, and then the tip out would go that way. So this ripped because it is treated paper. That happens. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. What I do like to do when that happens, though, and I don't even know if I used baking soda in this batch that I did, and this is food coloring. I like to just use the fun sellotape, and it kind of adds another little grungy layer. I like to do that. Let's make a Dr. Seuss little pocket, probably, because I'm going to want lots of fun little pocket space in this. I just think that this will be really cute to do maybe like a longer pocket. Oh, I wanted to put a picture there. So hold on. Hold on. We don't want to cover up. Oh, look at that. That is so sweet. I didn't even see that. That little fairy. Aw. Aw. This is upside down. I don't mind. That could be a tip out, right? Let's do that. Let's just do like a long little skinny thing right here, because that should be fun. Let's just wing it, guys. Let's just wing it and see what we like. Dr. Seuss seemed to do that, and it worked out really well for him. And then when he's older, we can look through it and he gets a sibling along the way, which we want to wait for. Um, we can always add to the journal. And I just marked it. Where did oh my goodness, Carrie. Okay, here it is. I was like, I know I marked it next to one of the little guys. Okay, and then this will be like a tip up. Because then we'll tip it up. I could put pictures on here. I could put whatever I want on here. We can make a pocket out of that. So we just kind of get into the zone with this, Like this, like just made my day that I found a whole bunch more of this sellotape. Okay, let's not do it on this one because then there's one right behind there. Let's skip a few pages, shall we? Okay. There we go. Oops. Of course. Of course, of course. There we go. Okay. Let's see. This would be a fun, like, little border over here. Now we've got the whole Dr. Seuss incorporated in here. And then I'm also going to add the stuff from the other kit, and I want to get out the ephemera for this kit. And so I am just going to make this like a little tuck spot. Oops, my glue. Just make this a little tuck spot so we can tuck some fun stuff in. And adhere that down. A wing and a prayer. That's right, Theo. I think he's one of the best doctors that I've ever encountered. Like, and then we just kind of tuck that. I didn't glue up here, which I probably should have, because then it's more of like a little pocket tuck spot. Yeah, I was always really excited when my kids were little, about the like Dr. Seuss Day and stuff like that, because I always loved Dr. Seuss. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so now we have like a bona fide mess going on my craft desk. Let's add this in. We can add like a pocket somewhere fun around here. Maybe we want to make like a little bit of a thicker pocket or a bigger pocket. I know I'm covering that up, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry. Because there's lots of butterflies going on in here. There we go. I'm just going to start cutting all that around. And I'm going to pretend like I can cut straight really, really quick. And other lies I tell myself. There we go. And if it's funky, it's funky. It's fine. There we go. And that's just going to be a pocket. So this is pretty thick paper, so I don't really need to like probably do this one, but I will, because I just want to make sure everything slides out nice and easy. And this might need to be held down for a little bit longer because it is thicker cardstock. And we're seeping glue everywhere. Let's just not glue the pages together. I've done that before. And I could like stamp something here. I could put like a fun little stamp or a fun little tag. I mean, like these would be fun. Oh, I think I tried to do borderless printing on this, which I probably shouldn't have done that, but let's do the owl. We'll do the owl. And now, have you guys ever used Be Happy stationery? Or do you guys not do printables? I do printables because I have a printer. And I knew once I got into junk journaling and I saw all the fun printables on Etsy, and then I discovered Ko-fi, which I think it's Ko-fi. It's Buy Me a Coffee on Ko-fi, or is it? I don't know. Who knows? I say things wrong. My kids make fun of me sometimes. It's okay. So we could put him here with the little, he could be like a little fun tuck spot too, and we can have like a little sentiment right there. Let's do that. And just glue right here. Okay, so what I am gonna do is, because this is gonna take me a long time, like I'm gonna keep working on this over the next like few weeks. I'm gonna end up, let's flip through with what we have, and then I'm gonna probably do like another, I'll incorporate this maybe into another live because we have 2 more Sundays left in this month. Or I could do a separate video and just kind of keep going on, and we could keep chatting. But I want to paint the back of it because I want to at least get that drying process going, or else I'll forget. This is perfect for like a picture, I thought would be fun. And then we've got fun little tuck spots and pockets, and we've got the whole gamut going, right? And then I want to get some like, oops, see, I did kind of glue that together. I want to get some ribbon and lace going for like the middle of it. I really like doing all of that. Um, and just really like zhuzh it up, like make it like a fun little work of art, because this is going to be mine for my memories with my grandson. Um, and maybe one day they'll get them all. The weather all hits. Be safe. Bye, Juju. Thanks for stopping by. I'm so glad you came on in. View, this is a beautiful kid. I love it. I did put the link of her Ko-fi shop where this is in the description box above, or not the description box, in the chat, sorry. Bye, Chris. Be safe, everybody. I'm glad you came. Thank you. Happy Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this out, and I'm going to try to get the sheath to my scissors so I don't lose them or stab myself. I want to get this painted because, like I said, I will forget. There's that fun little bubble right there, right? Okay. And I'm just going to kind of like paint at some of the seams just to cover it up, and it just gives it a little like something extra, and it just kind of gives it like a little more of like an artsy vibe, because I think that this whimsical woodland kit like needs that. And then this is from the Once Upon a Time kit because I incorporated that too. But yeah, I think some of like a lot of Sandra's stuff are real fun and funky, like artsy like this, which is Be Happy stationery. And so I really like it. It's just a lot of fun. Makes me like want to write a book to go with it, you know? After going to that book signing yesterday, I'm like, oh, like I have so many ideas for writing a book too. But then she said like she does 2,000 words a day. And I was like, oh, like really? So I just wrote a 3-page paper yesterday that was 2,000 words. So I guess I could do it. But normally I really try to split that up into like a few days. And then Megan Quinn was with her, and she's like, oh, like, because she said, oh, I'm not like Megan Quinn. Like she's like a machine. Megan Quinn writes like 8,000 words a day. That's a lot. But then that's their job. Like that's what they're doing. So then I wouldn't be going to work. That's what I would be doing. So there's the little trade-off there. Okay. But anyway, so these kids just remind me of like a fun little story that I kind of like make up like that looks like my grandson, and this, kind of make up like a whole little a whole little story. And I'm just going to kind of outline these a little bit. Perfect view. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Very excited. I love it when other people like digitals like I do. Because sometimes I'm like, do you guys like digitals? And people are like, no. I'm like, oh, why? They're like, I don't have a printer. I'm like, oh, okay. Sweet Pea Curiosity is like if you don't have a printer, she does a lot of she sells physical books on Amazon. So there's that. So I just kind of want to outline him just like a little bit, like a little halo around his whole little aura, if you will. With this little messy hair, my little guy's starting to get really messy hair. It's so cute. He has a cowlick like his dad, which my son hated that. So I hope it doesn't cause as much strife for our baby as it did my son. But yeah, anyway, so that's just kind of where I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to get my water and wipe this off so we don't have all the gold stuck to it. I'm really glad you guys could join me today. I hope to see you guys next Sunday. I'll see you guys through the week. Tomorrow's Monday, so Dee Dee will be on. We can see what she has going on for us, that Miss Enabler. But I was not bribed by the coloring cubes. Definitely not. Okay, I'm really glad you guys joined me today. I'm probably going to end this and let you guys get on with your day. Be safe in your weather and take some time for some self-care as I'm trying to put things away at the same time. I should not multitask a lot. I'm really grateful you guys were with me today, and I will see you guys soon. So I'm going to try to very non-gracefully exit out of here because of how my stand is, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.